silk. Let me see if I can do justice to myself. What hell I went through. Another hell. Thinking that I love. God has wished Mrs. Munira Gulzar for me. You can even check. There's a group I made on Facebook long time ago. God wishes Mummy, Mrs. Munira Gulzar for me. So, or her, I changed it to Miss Munira Fikree. Her father's family name Fikree. Her family name is Fikree. Okay, I won't be able to explain this. Just let me see where I start. Um, what happened is I was really excited to. My father wanted to send me to London and get me. So I left SM Law College. I had joined. I was going to do law in Pakistan, Karachi. So an ad came in the Dawn newspaper, and my father said he could afford my living and all, and the admissions fee in London, in this particular college, Holborn College, internal University of Wolverhampton. So then that was the time. Then I left SM Law College. I was in first year of law in Karachi, and I went to London. I was very excited that I'm doing this for Mrs. Munira Gulzar to save her family. At least if I can't do it directly, then I would do it indirectly. Find a way, family reform, introducing family reform in Karachi. So I'm looking for my tab again, I've lost it. So I want to show you here. Okay, I would like to share this on my profile. Look at the live. It's here, thank God. Okay, please hold on. Just need to share this. At least for now on the news feed, the homepage, Facebook. I can't believe what they're telling me. Actually, I'm in doubt about the Hindus, that what the Chinese, what the science journey has said, what Har Sultan has said, what used to say, what Ghalib Kamal has said about the Indian Hindus and all, a Gulzar area, you know. And science journey with the videos coming out that they have to, you know, they change the face or they cover the face because some gods are Chinese, and because Brahmins or Shivites killed some Buddhists long time ago, and that's why the gods look like the Buddhist god, Buddha. And the Chinese, the gods look like Chinese. So what's coming to me recently, when I read the Fikree and Fikree case, I stumbled upon it, how just recently, right? Fikree and Fikree case in Karachi on Google search. So the case was taking place in High Court, Karachi. I don't know how to begin this. No. So I'm not able to accept it, or I just sometimes. So a Hindu person, master, it started in London. He looks like the person I was started to go out with to get married to. Like, we can't have girlfriend and boyfriend, but it didn't work out. And he's telling me he was there. He looked, Paramahamsa Vishwananda looks like him. But he was 5 years older to Paramahamsa Vishwananda, my middle brother's age. Born in 1973, and his birthday was like somewhere in January 8th, 9th. So he told me he was a Pathan, tall, fair enough, and all this, alright. Not dark as Paramahamsa Vishwananda, but he height the same, voice the same, and all that. Features, everything the same, except for he was thinner and so was I at that time, very thin. But for his age, he was quite nice. Okay. The principal was telling me over the phone, find a partner, be straight and be straight. So that's why he said he came as a Muslim to help me reach out, because she kept saying, find a partner for yourself, meaning life partners. And I was doing this for her. She was my motivation, and quite happy. I could have done it in Karachi, but my father sent me. So I was like, oh my God, London, and then I'll go back to Karachi, and at least with that London UK degree, I will have some influence, because I need to help my principal get a reform and all this, and have that upper hand about higher education. So, like Nash, my Kuwaiti friend, was like, no, no, don't be crazy. No, he said something like, no one does this for other person. You're saying you've come here for your principal, mommy? Mrs. Munira Gulzar? He couldn't believe me. So that was my motivation, um, you know, and getting more excited because I was going to do this from London. Just for the principal, so I could change the law or something, find another way. She had already told me that her father, she had, family case. So now, anyways, in doubt about Hindus. Okay, in first year St. Joseph's College, one example, I can't believe that I was going to throw up now. Just regurgitation happened. It didn't come out. Shock. I can't take it. So he's telling me he's helping me, Parmam Savishmananda. And so there was a lot. Okay, where shall I start? Karachi, where it started, waiting for Mrs. Munira Gulzar to come, but she never came. When they had told me that she would come telepathically, and how they kept me in delusion, and like घबराहट होने लगे, depression, claustrophobic, very deep hell. And so I, mommy, very obsessed in my weakness. Like I could feel her. Then it was like on everything. Like I couldn't live alone. My privacy, violation of my privacy. I cannot tell you. Like I had these looks in my vision. Anything like I touch myself or anything I do wrong, then I have that look from her sister or her someone, and I'm feeling so shy. Like for right now, going in the bathroom and something like washing myself. It's on every single thing how I've survived. I cannot tell you, but I survived that she loved, because I was going to help the Fikree family. I loved them. And then they're coming, they will come, they will reach out. Years went by like this. Then after my mother's death, I had to leave Karachi. And my father got married again. So I can't go back there. I couldn't get a visa also. So I left all my things there in Karachi. The photographs, at least the negatives of those photographs. I was a photographer at St. Joseph's College. Okay, now what's coming is unbelievable. No, I can't believe that. And like I don't like to say anything against my. Please don't judge my prayer. मेरा दिल नहीं करता. कभी मैं बोलती नहीं, no, I'm going to get up and tell my story, what happened, what they did to me. ऐसा जुल्म किया कि बताने के लायक, unspeakable. मुझे देख रहे और मुझे इतनी शर्म. I was the kind of person who wouldn't even cry in front of the principal to show my pain. years tarping on bed. She never came, never called. But I would finally go to her house or something would happen. It would be miraculous. So I'd follow what God's saying. I mean, God's signs I would follow. Okay, now you can go or call her. I feel like I'm betrayed by God. That one God I so was grateful. So deeply so this thing. I only call on you, and God, I know that you are the one who gave me this principle. I was looking for a teacher, like what I couldn't find in Mr. Sa, and I want to share my love. But I wasn't looking for another mother, what I couldn't find in my mother, in a teacher, no. So I had accepted my mother as she was, but she had some great points in her, and she was very sweet at the same time, very inside. Anyways, so, but I saw the good turning into bad somehow. I know why. And so, her in-laws were like bad. And even her husband was neglectful, this traveling, practical person, my father. So she couldn't get that husband who would be caring and giving her time and talk and spend quality time. He would only spend it even in London with his brother who lived there, or watching TV and things like that. Anyways, now we go back to. So now at the age, she's 90 years old, and I don't want any punishments against her or anything. No one should take any action against her. You know, I don't know. So, okay, I'll just tell you what they tried to tell me this time. Paramahamsa Vishwana, someone is holding me. I go in a shock, I feel like throwing up, but they stop. They hold me and then they. So I managed to go out yesterday and cleaning all this I did. Don't worry about me. So now they're giving me the dark side of the principle. Sometimes I feel reluctant. I might regret. I can't believe this. So what happened is, as I was taught by Miss Asteria Design Karachi American School, from the age of 10 when I got attached to her, I joined Karachi American School when I was 9 years old, coming back from London in August 1977, right? So by the age of 10, 11, I was attached to Mr. Sa. We became family friends after school, and 9, 10, and I think 10. And she was very strict with me about principles and speaking the truth, and how she wanted me to behave and even grow up slowly. She gave me a ditto story on how a bud becomes a flower, but slowly, and things. She was like this. So speak the truth and this and that. She used to hit the roof with me. So afterwards I joined St. Joseph's College, and Mrs. Munira Gulzar knew her sister. Alzira Disa was a student there in St. Joseph's College at the time of Mrs. Munira Gulzar. They became friends, table tennis partners, all this. And Miss Asteria Disa was their sports teacher also, like she was our PE teacher, sports teacher in Karachi American School when I joined. So what happened is I didn't want to get attached to the principal, and I had found a miracle in St. Joseph's College, just joined. Something happened, emptiness, and I could see my future without Miss Tissa. This time it was the greatest miracle of my life. And I was very happy, not looking for anyone. But principal came at the parlor, and I said, I don't know why, something happened to me. And I said, don't even think about it. I've spoken about this in length on Facebook. Pages that I've made of Miss. I go to one page at least at St. Joseph's. So what they're telling me is that, okay, so once, you see, I wanted to know her birthday, so I went to Zara Sethi was a senior and a council member, and I used to see her going to the principal's office, give her some roses, bouquet, and all this. So I asked Zara Sethi when was principal's birthday. I somehow got then, this thing, but never without God's guidance. I've always prayed to God, because one guilt of going attached to Mr. San, all that anyways. So cut the story short is that Zara Sethi told me that the principal had told her that somewhere in June, July, her birthday, but she's forgotten the exact date and other things like she told me. So I went up to the principal, I went to her office, and one day I asked her, I said, the next day or something, when is your birthday? So she said that she doesn't remember. So I told her, Miss, don't lie, have a nice day. So I still had that a little bit in my conscience, Miss Disa thing at the back of my conscience, right? So that was but a soft way I put it. Sometimes, people lie in front of our faces, we keep quiet. We never used to say anything. But since Miss Disa, we were family friends. It was a different case. But however, I said it in front of the principal. So they're telling me it's very funny, unbelievable. If I believe this, it cuts the living daylights inside. That after, so at the age of 90, first I was like, she's Mirabai and all this. Came out and I'm Radharani. And in her name also, father's name, Ibrahim, Fikree, and Munira, there is Mirabai. And I felt God was giving me signs and all this. How can you say that she's not Mirabai? That her father was Mirabai. Her father's name has Mirabai, but the letters then have to be used again and again for Mirabai, Ibrahim, with an E. But Ibrahim, H-I-M. So there's an I in it. There's an I in his name. Recently it was his death anniversary, 9th March. When he passed away, so we have this coincidence. My grandaunt, Abibi, her sister-in-law, Abibi, knew the Fikree family, so Mrs. Munira Gulzar. And she was a friend of Mrs. Munira Gulzar's eldest sister, Hafsa, Auntie Hafsa Fikree. Okay, so when, I don't remember the date, but then principal told me later on, after 8 years of separation, I went to her house. So my grand aunt and her daughter came, told me that they had seen Miss Disa Fikree wala गुजर गया ना, फिक्री वाला गुजर गया तो उधर मिस दिशा को देखा था इन्होंने, बैठी हुई थी वो ऐसे, उनको बस देखा. I asked them, and what was she wearing and all this? They said that we didn't see like what she was wearing, what color. But she just looked at us. She was sitting on the floor. So that connection, separated from Miss Disa, you see, after 1983. So they're telling me, okay, back to the college, when I told her, Miss, don't lie, have a nice day, about her birthday, that she's forgotten, she can't remember. She doesn't remember when her birthday is. So, they're telling me that, Paramahamsa Vishwananda, are you being mischievous? Yeah. You want me to forget Mrs. Munira Gulzar because she's 90 years old? You can't do this to me. This is a death knell. Why would they do this to me? So they're telling me that she took her revenge, actually. No. Um, so once I was there in college, after second, no, in after first year exam, I had a small break and joined second year after a small break. So I went to college, and this was our exam center. Our college was made an exam center for other students from other colleges in the afternoon. I think from 2 to 4. Or they had classes in the morning. Anyways, I ended up there, and principal told me that there was this girl who had come with a knife and all this, and she cheat in the exam paper. And so I said, I'm not leaving, I'm staying here. And she said, okay. And so then she made me an invigilator, but she told me that when the officer comes, a lady officer might come, ask you. So I'm like, no, that she did, it's not. So I thought that was so nice of her. Like, she could lose her reputation if something, let's say I'm not a good liar, and I start laughing or something like this. So she told me to tell the officer that I'm in BA, part 1, third year, because intermediate students are not allowed to be invigilators. But my age was old enough to be, I graduated from St. Joseph's College. They were like, in my class, they were like 5 years younger to me, right? So I thought she had made it. She knew that I'm older. She knew my age. I was a senior student. Like, I should have been there as a senior student. Some people, they get married and then they go back, like my therapist did, to complete her MA or something, or a PhD, or with that somewhere else, right? Or like that. So, and even I think St. Joseph's College, I can't remember. So senior status students also there in college. Anyhow, so I was like, no, the principal. You see, so daft. They made me so dumb that I couldn't realize why they were not coming, reaching out. And years I waited, and voices of her being violated. And I would get such a terrible breakdown, and my body hurting, vibrations, molested, left, right, and center, inside, outside. I mean, in a way, I couldn't stand, and this was going on. Inside, like, there were snakes and men's hands and burps and bad socks smell where I go in the kitchenette to eat in the nighttime especially. But Mrs. Munira Gulzar never reached out. So I kept thinking that, the enemy is someone else, and they'll harm Mrs. Munira Gulzar and her family. That is there. That was there. So there was an enemy after my mother, but they're saying that Mrs. Munira Gulzar. Anyways, maybe she wanted to protect her family because, they said they're going to hurt people who helped me and all this, right? So, but now they're telling me a different story about Mrs. Munira Gulzar. That she, I thought I had found the most wonderful principal in the world. Salahuddin, Salam, sister. When did you rethink? What? Islam for the first time. Oh, sorry. When did I rethink Islam? I'm not a Muslim. I'm not rethinking Islam, but about the falsehood of Islam? First time? Uh, slowly, so I can't say what. Salahuddin, I'm talking about my case. It's very important that bring this case out. I don't know, but I can't trust anyone. What they're telling me about Mrs. Munira Gulzar, that she used me. No, she took her revenge because I said, Miss, don't lie, have a nice day, and how she took her revenge on me. It's this rethink Islam. Salam, sister, when did you rethink? What do you mean by rethink Islam? Your English is too good for me. Rethink Islam for the first time. Is it that important for you? Okay, so Mrs. Munira Gulzar, what she did was that, is that more important to you, or is Salahuddin brother? Is this important to you? Okay, if it's going to help you, can you rephrase, meaning rethink that Islam is a false religion? Rethink in what sense? About the ayats. Oh, when I looked at the ayats and when I was reading Al-Kafi, there was something in me. Although Imam Hussein's sacrifice and everything proved to the world there was greatness in that. Yes? Okay, it was when I was reading Al-Kafi, one of the Shia authentic books, and when I read the Quran ayat, Surah Azab verse 37, I felt something was wrong here. And my father, and then in year 2000, I told my father this, because I used to just keep it inside, never talk to anyone about this. My father told me that in that is some wisdom of Rasulullah, and we cannot say. So, and Surah Nur ayat 33, like this was like forcing chaste women who wanted to be chaste into prostitution, and Allah is forgiving. Good. Okay, this is my passion. So even though I would like to ignore you, because you can come in a very cunning way, it's okay. Right? I don't like to put you, but I've become, I mean, sorry, forgive me, I've become so weak, you know. But what makes you not see this in Islam? I would like to ask you one thing, right? This Islam is so great. Why would you hang on to something without reason blindly? Are you so indoctrinated? You can't find anything better? Why are you sticking to Islam? You see this verse in Surah Nur ayat 33, when O level or A level, I was in A level. Okay, I was reading in English translation, but it's not a big difference here in Arabic. You see, first time it was like this part. You see this part? Indeed, Allah is to them after their compulsion, forgiving and merciful. It just I had a shock of my life. And there's here he doesn't mention any punishment for those. This is left out in this verse. Maybe in some other verse, like you said, those who do mischief on land, cut off their, first exile them, God knows what conditions. But here, this was a major, like such a big, Allah, Allah Ta'ala, Allah, right, would not mention any punishment for these people who compel slave girls to prostitution. So then I came to this, if they desire chastity. Another point, that if they desire chastity. This is not put very well. Another thing is no punishment for those who compel. God should immediately, like zina cases. But this is worse than zina, right? So you say that there is a punishment, but it's mentioned in another verse, right? We don't know. But the four witnesses, you see, I mean, prostitution, okay? Those who create mischief in the land, those who war against Allah, you see, yeah, war against Allah and the Messenger, something like this. Anyways, this was the first ayah. This was one of the ayahs that really shocked me. Allah, but you know what Allah is saying here? That slave girls to prostitute, if they desire to seek chastity, the temporary interest of worldly life, to seek thereby it, okay? Not the chaste women, but they are forced. And these people who force them then want the temporary interest of worldly life. And if someone would compel them, he's even saying, if someone should compel them, then indeed Allah is to them. What? So, as a O-level, A-level English speaking person, understanding, I felt that this was beyond the Western world or my, that such a big Allah would say, Allah is forgiving and merciful. To whom? You see, as an O-level, A-level person, student, I was like, can you say that these slave girls compelled into prostitution, should Allah be forgiving to them? Can this ever come? Ghafuro? Ghafaro? Ghafuran.
غفور.
Even the Western world knows. You know that some of them were helping women trafficking, human trafficking. That some of these prostitutes come into prostitution. It's not their fault. It's not their fault. They're compelled by the circumstances or something. Right? So this shocked me. Allah could have said something else. Yes, merciful, yes. Rahim. Rahim, yes. But forgiving? You see, sometimes it happens that some people, circumstances, forgiving. Allah could have used a better word here. Sorry, I'm just trying to fix my... So, Allah. And He's got space, right? He's got space, please. For a woman, prostitution. Compelled. And this is forced prostitution. Immediately give the punishment also here. It's not like Allah will run out of space in the Quran ayats. But He defers it. He puts it somewhere else. No. Immediately, like you've done in Surah Hashr, about those who, broke their houses, believers, Allah cast terror into their hearts. Please say, Allah cast terror into the hearts of these men. Please, this is about a woman girls being prostituted, maids. What are they? These are a different kind of slave girls. Fatayatikum. Slave girls. Allah. Whatever this means, right? Some put maids. Immediately put a punishment on these people. Bring a exemplary punishment. And also to say that they are forgiven. Allah is ever forgiving. What is this? And whoever compels them, then surely this is a very questionable, don't you see? Here, I could not make out, maybe low in comprehension. But forgive, okay, maybe, like I was like, Allah will be forgiving to the first time I looked at it. Because I used to read in English, I wanted to understand the Quran. And the only way I could do was English translation. Because, I have a history about why my Maulana Sahib, Quran teacher, left. Didn't. He said I pointed out a mistake in the Quran. Allah written Allah. He said if I find a reason, I will come back. Very honorable man, I tell you. And he said, if I don't find a reason, excuse me, I will not come back to teach you the Quran in Arabic. You see, I told him, Maulana Sahib, this thing, na? I think you've heard me say the story again and again. Allah. Huh? So this W up there, above the double lam, Maulana Sahib had explained to me that where there are two L's in writing, then you don't have to put this W up there, the symbol. See this W type symbol up there. And what is this Shada and all this he had taught me. We went this far, but when we came to Allah, I told him, Maulana Sahib, you said, if this symbol is up there, then you don't have to write Lam twice, because it is twice in this Allah. He said, you're right. This is what I taught you. So I said, Maulana Sahib, but the symbol is also there. When the symbol is there, you don't have to write double L. Even though the word has double L, it means the symbol is there. So it would mean that it is double L, but you don't write it in double L, Allah, in any word in the Quran. So he said, yeah, you're right. I said, the symbol is there, and also you're saying this is double L, right? You see, double L? He said, yes. He said, okay, there's a mistake then, I said. I pointed it out to him. I said, then why? He said, oh yes, you're right. I'll go now. If I find a reason for this mistake or, clarify, I will come back. If I don't find a clarification for this mistake that you've pointed out, I will not come back. He never came back. Honorable person. So that's why I didn't learn Arabic Quran. My Maulana Sahib never found the reason, never the clarification for this mistake of Allah. Shad'a, and on the top symbols. He told me, you're right. So this way he never came back, and I never learned Arabic, how to read the Quran in Arabic. But let them who find not the means for marriage abstain until Allah enriches them. This is okay, good. But here we have a problem. Right? So for this one, now I hope I've explained it to you. And then he says, 34 ayat, we have certainly sent down to you distinct verses and examples from those who passed on before you, and an admonition for those who fear Allah. Now he could have squeezed in a punishment for these for this zina cannot be applied to them. Zina punishment. So you're saying for this a punishment, but look at, okay, you may be right about that. You're right. Okay, let's say you're right. But what about this? Allah is of forgiving, most merciful. He repeats himself without parrot like. Allah is of forgiving, most merciful. What's this? He doesn't even understand what he's saying, it seems. Sorry to put it this way. but it's high time. I've been explaining. Forgiving to whom? Someone who is forced, raped, right? Will Allah say Allah is forgiving to them who have been raped? And merciful, yes, we need His mercy, but forgiving? So that's why my mind went to those who were compelling these slaves. That's when I started to get a shock of my life. But of course, I didn't leave this religion, and you know, and I think the Westerners have a better mind than us, to tell you the truth. This is what I feel. We are now following Westerners. They are too progressive. Otherwise, we will be behind. Oops, sorry, excuse me, I just touch system. And another one was this one from Surah Azab. Oh my God, well, I was like, I couldn't hold myself back one time. We were going for a majlis in Maharam. I opened the Quran just to read it for a little while. So I had to ask my father. Say, no, sorry. That was about Ali Akbar. No, this was in the house. I opened the Quran in year 2000. And I was like, what is this verse? I had a cognitive dissonance because I could not understand. And remember, O Muhammad, when you said to the one on whom Allah bestowed favor and you bestowed favor, keep your wife and fear Allah, while you concealed within yourself. Oh my goodness. Shias, what could Prophet Muhammad conceal within himself? This is not a good marriage counselor. Right? He's on one hand he's saying keep your wife and fear Allah. Another bomb blast in me. Patak! Shock. So sorry, the Muslim, if you don't go to a Muslim judge, right? I'd rather ask the foreigners to come, non-Muslims, and decide my case. At least they would be more honest than him and this Quran and our judges. So I tell you, I will not. Salahuddin, if you are a judge, may God forbid ever my case come to you. What kind of excuses are you making for Prophet Muhammad that he concealed in his heart? Or, in his soul, it's nafs. And then Shias tell us that his nafs is Ali. Pak. And Hazrat Musa, nafs Allah, we can say. Like Jesus Christ is the spirit of Allah, Quran ayat. Right? Ruh Allah. So please, these two ayats, Jesus Christ is Jesus ibn Maryam, the spirit of Allah. Some Muslims don't even know that he's called Christ in the Quran. One Muslim friend didn't know that, but he's very humble. Son of Mary was no more than a messenger of Allah in His word, which He bestowed on, and spirit proceeding from Him, from Allah. Oh my goodness, right? Ruh Allah, Ruh Allah, spirit of Allah. So this is the closest, if I could touch Masih ibn Maryam, Isa Masih, the Masih. That's it. That's the closest I could get to touching the spirit of Allah which proceeds from him. in flesh, coming in flesh. What word? Also word, what a great thing. Now, so, but these two ayats were the ones which made me shocked, or which shocked me. So even their explanation, I read the Sunni tafsir, the Shia, not satisfied with it. So are you going to tell me you will be the judge defending Prophet Muhammad? Deceptive, dishonest person, cunning. No Westerner. Thank God my parents made me study the Western system. Brother, please, this is for human development, human justice. How will you explain now? Tell me. I've already done this. I did it with Kalthofer also. In detail. Can I ask you something? What makes you, if I show you injustice against human beings, which I have been, but you don't want to see, why do you not want to see? Huh? So if you don't want to see, then you are not helping people. You will not be able to help people. Sorry to say, brother, we need a just judge. You know what a judge is? Cases have, in Pakistan, left, right and center. In Dubai, I have heard somewhere that a woman went to complain that she was raped because she was a Westerner or something. God knows what they thought. Right? What is this? Is this true? That a woman in Dubai went and complained, a foreigner. Now, they would say, oh, she's a foreigner, she went and had some drinks, and of course then you can't, how will you judge that woman, right? She was raped. You know how difficult it is, as it is for a Muslim to complain about a rape case, bring a rape case. They can't find 4 witnesses. Raped in Dubai. Now why are you quiet? British woman arrested in Dubai after reporting rape. BBC News. What a great community. British woman arrested in Dubai after reporting rape. You want Britishers to laugh at? And forget the laughing, the image. One woman doesn't get. A British woman has been charged with having extramarital sex in Dubai. Is this true? This is BBC reporting, I don't know. BBC. In London, when we were long time ago, not now, I don't know what hell is going on there. Right? One person dies every time on the news, repeating. One person has died. What has happened? My goodness. After reporting she was raped, she was charged with having extramarital sex in Dubai. After reporting she was raped. Bhago yahan se. I'd rather be in London. Please. This is the power of Islam, isn't it? Salahuddin, do you see community? Now, because principle got me in such a way that my chakke ur gaye. Like I could see stars in the daytime, right? And now the Arabs will get me here. It is said she has been released on bail, but her passport has been confiscated. Oh my God. You see the neglect, the things. The Foreign Office said we are supporting a British woman in relation to this case and will remain in contact with her family. What a community, what power of Islam. I don't want to read this. I can't read it out loud because I'm in a very big shock right now, sorry. And if a sheikh does something, do you think anyone can? This lady has been crying she's been crying for justice, right? Why would she lie against the case? Do you think she wants her whole life to be ruined? Huh? Sheikh assault, sir. UAE Sheikh Abu Dhabi. Sheikh sexual assault case. Do you think we want to? Please don't let me be diplomatic right now. I'm in my senses a little bit, shocked about another thing. The sheikh says no, he doesn't. But does he appear in court? Will he appear in court in London? No, he will not. In the UK, he just said, "I'm saddened to hear this." And this British lady, would she want money? Would she want to jeopardize her whole country, future, everything? You know this sheikh, he's one of the richest sheikhs in UAE, Abu Dhabi. He's from Abu Dhabi. Why would she lie? She was working. Hey, what is that? In Abu Dhabi, they came. Why would she lie? Tell me, if I complain here against human rights or some problem, Makki, we are not even fly here. I'll be crushed. Now, Loy Macedo says UAE's Sheikh Nahyan is innocent. Here's why. But if he's innocent, some will say, why? Well, why should I go to the court? I'm innocent. Why would this lady lie? You know Sheikh Nahyan, he can get her in wherever she is. Right? Power of Islam. Even if he's innocent, the great person, you know what he does? He appears in court, goes through the thing in court. You see, Sheikh Muhammad, Princess Haya, she brought a court case in Dubai. Could she have done that against Prophet His Highness Sheikh Muhammad bin Maktoum? Oh, sorry, bin Rashid Al Maktoum? Huh? Could a Princess Haya do this? She had to run away. Power of Islam. You see, in Islam they are told, these Sunnis, that you cannot go against your authority. Whoever is the authoritative leader of Islam in an Islamic country, Like, you see? So you can't, in Sunni Islam, whoever, they don't see, but they see that whoever is a Muslim leader, whatever the criteria for a Muslim leader is, in like in this country, it is theirs. We can't challenge that, right? So they are the leaders, they are the rulers. Now one radio said enough. In Dubai radio, Dubai Eye something, said now we've spoken enough of the royal family. And now we go to some other topic. So, you see in the Sunni Islam, you cannot go against, you can't. You can't. You can't say anything. Speak against Muslim leaders. It's in their hadiths. Authority, you have to. So they can, some Muslim Islamic leaders can, this thing, the law, exploit it to their advantage. Even this. So there's a Quran ayat, right? Forget the hadith. That among you, what? Obey those in authority over you. See, in Romans Bible also, and thank God the Ismaili, because of the Ismaili Zionist shift. Oh, sorry, Zionist Al Khan. Remaining safe, wherever, in whichever country you are. The Shia, 12 Shias lose out. They cannot give bait to any Muslim leader. They have to give bait to Imam Muhammad Imam Mahdi, right? Obey those in authority over you. Quran ayat also. Look at this. At least these, now they've done, Ahle Kitab, they've reformed their religion. They can speak, they have freedom of speech. Do you think we have freedom of speech here? We don't have freedom of speech in the UAE. We have to follow this. My father told me, this is Sheikhdom, right? UAE is Sheikhdom, right? It is not, that's what my father said, keep your mouth shut here. We don't have freedom to speak. Whatever the sheikhs decide for us. Quran ayat. Oh, you believe, obey God and obey the messenger and those in authority among you. So, and if they differ, these Muslims, if you differ among yourselves concerning any matter, refer to God and the messenger. It goes back to that zalim, the big zalim. So I've proven that he's a zalim, Prophet Muhammad. Where is freedom of right? I'm scared to death here. Freedom of right. The only thing I read which made me, gave me heart was when I read about Baba Zayed, Sheikh Zayed. He says that if you have any better way, here in Wikipedia, I don't know how far this is true, right? But here he says that we follow Islam. Policies, think I burnt my finger. No. Those in position. Land. Where is it? Those in position should deal with their subjects with compassion and understanding. This also. Freedom of choice. I didn't know this, but I read when asked by the New York Times in April 1997 why there is no elected legislator, Baba Zaid replied, "Why should we abandon a system that satisfies our people in order to introduce a system that seems to engender dissent and confrontation? Our system of government is based upon our religion, and that is what our people want. Should they seek alternatives, we are ready to listen to them." So this gave me heart. Although I heard, in Sunni Islam, you can't go against the one leader in authority or say anything. We have always said that our people should voice their demands openly. Now, so this goes for me. It gave me heart. We are all in the same boat, and they are both the captain and the crew. Equality. Look at the equality, Baba Zaid. Our doors are open for any opinion to be expressed. So what Baba Zaid is saying, and this is well known by all our citizens. I didn't know. I was scared. I thought there's no freedom of speech. It is our deep conviction that Allah has created people free and has prescribed that each individual, although Baba Zaid, if he was alive, how deluded we were. Sorry to say this, but sorry, am I being... No, this is not right, Baba Zaid, because... no, we are not created free. We are not created free. Is there freedom? But, so, like His Highness Al Khan, taking Islam in a very positive manner, how we were deceived to think. This is how we used to think as Shias also. That Allah created us free, equal, and has prescribed that each individual must enjoy freedom of choice. No one should act as if they own others. If Baba Zaid was alive, he would have had a shock of his life. Shock. Like I'm having. But I don't want to give the others a shock, but what can I do? If there was any other soft manner, I would have used that. So, I just take it as true, what Baba Zaid said, because he said it to the New York Times in April 1997. And you see, elected legislator, Baba Zaid has gone on to say more. They own this was a crucial, and so I don't interfere with anyone's ownership of land and all this. But they allowed people to come, expats, and now they've made it into a modern city and a modern Emirates. But having said all this is amazing. We have the freedom of choice, and no one should act as if they own others. But this is not Islam. What your right hands possess. Slave girls. Okay, it says in the Quran that you can set slaves free, right? But I see more freedom in the Western world. So I'm going by this. So I think this is all, he's seen, Baba Zaid has seen Islam in a very positive manner. Like His Highness Sheikh, oh sorry, His Highness Agha Khan. So I was just joking on Facebook, but I really meant it in a light manner. His Highness Agha Khan thinks of Islam as but he's the Imam, he can change it for the modern times. Freedom of choice. And has prescribed that each individual must enjoy freedom of choice. Who told this to Baba Zaid? Which Quran ayat? Tell me. No one should, there's no compulsion in religion. No one should act as if they own others. Salutations. This made my heart cry, But this is not from Islam. Sorry to say. So, myself, I have been shocked. Okay, so next time what I'll do, freedom of choice, born free, equal, born free, created people free. Allah has created people free. If Allah created people free, then freedom should be what Imam Hussain said, right? Freedom should be paramount, not Islam. Humanity should be paramount, freedom of humanity to choose. But that's not so. In the Quran ayats we can see Islam, Muslims. Now Imam Hussain also, I need to correct you, Shias also. Sorry to put it that way, right? So, where's that? Did I open this somewhere else? Oh, Google. Okay, where's my fox? Let me show you what Imam Hussain has said. This cannot be coming from Imam Hussain. And how we have been fooled when I was doing my research. At least be free. And then you'll see, how can you be free? There is no freedom. Either we are slaves of love, slave of something. So, is this a true, honest saying of Imam Hussain? If you do not believe in God and the hereafter, this is now in Karbala, he's saying this. Freedom is a lofty value that all humans recognize, irrespective of sect or religion. Irrespective. This is Shia writing this article, is it? Muntadar Khadim. Freedom in the eyes of Hussain. Are you kidding me? Sorry to put it this way. Now, freedom is a lofty value. So, freedom is a lofty value. When Jiddu Krishnamurti is taking you to freedom, but Islam and freedom don't go hand in hand. Right? Salahuddin brother? Islam and freedom don't go hand in hand. You want to be absolutely free? I will do Jiddu Krishnamurti with you. Or I recommend you to read Jiddu Krishnamurti books. And watch his, on YouTube now there are videos. Freedom is a lofty value that all humans recognize, irrespective of sect or religion. Now you tell me here. Okay, I'll be coming here and back. I'll be coming back to this article. Just this ayat, right? Surah Ba'ina. You said this is not about free people. No, no. Freedom for all. Those who disbelieved, be they from the people of the book or from those who associated others with Allah. They're either disbelievers. You see, these atheists, everyone, they're disbelievers. Others with Allah in His divinity will not desist from unbelief until the clear proof should come to them. Freedom and Islam do not go hand in hand because a free person is a disbeliever. A messenger from Allah reciting purified scriptures. Quran defines a free person who is not a Muslim a disbeliever. What else? Within which are correct writings, rules and laws. Nor did those who were given the scripture become divided until after there had come to them clear evidence. And they were not commanded except to worship Allah, being sincere to Him in religion, inclining to truth, and to establish prayer and to give zakah. And that is the correct religion, Indeed, they who disbelieved among the people of the scripture and the polytheists will be in the fire of hell. Are you sending us to the fire of hell? According to Islam, this is where we will all go. Even those who want complete freedom. Sorry, I have to go, Salahuddin now. I will continue later.